Group 1 lesson plan. The theme we have chosen is self and interpersonal relationships. The topic we're dealing with is preventing bullying in our schools. The age grouping or age level is 12 to 14 years, and our lesson should take approximately 45 minutes. The purpose of our lesson is to educate and inform other students about bullying, what bullying is, why it happens, and how to deal with it. The key skills we're hoping to have our students acquire: coping skills as in self-management, social skills and cognitive skills as in assertiveness, decision-making, and critical thinking. An overview of our lesson. During this lesson, students will explore different types of bullying such as verbal bullying, physical bullying, social bullying, and cyberbullying. Come up with creative ideas to deal with bullies and how to help a friend who is being bullied or has been bullied. Bullying is a big problem that affects a lot of kids. 6 out of 10 students reported that they have been bullied or teased. Being bullied can make kids feel insecure and unhappy. The stress of dealing with bullies can make kids feel the need to stay away from school and become reclusive. Bullies often pick on others they think that they can have power over. The specific objectives of our lesson is by the end of the session, students will be able to define the term bullying, list 4 types of bullying, describe each type of bullying, identify bullying behaviors for each type of bullying, and discuss ways to reduce bullying within our classroom. Resources and materials to be used: video presentation, a PowerPoint presentation, as well as pictures on different types of bullying. The method: PowerPoint presentation, video presentation, discussion, and there's a homework assignment. The evaluation: the teacher will use a checklist to assess whether or not the lesson was according to plan, and the students are able to demonstrate knowledge of the objectives of the lesson plan. And both the checklist and the rubric is at the ending of the lesson plan. The procedure will start with an introduction, which should take about 5 minutes. And with this introduction, we're going to set our ground rules. We're going to ensure there's a safe environment for discussion of our students, tell the students that the topic that they're actually discussing, remind the students that everyone's opinion is valid and to respect other people's views. Step 1, tell students the objective of the session, open the PowerPoint presentation on dealing with bullying, and show the video at the beginning of the PowerPoint. Step 2, which takes approximately 5 minutes, also generates discussion from the students of what they've seen in the video. We reinforce what the video illustrated by the following the PowerPoint presentation to define the term bullying, list 4 types of bullying, and describe the 4 types of bullying. And this is done in step 3, which should take approximately 5 minutes also. Step 4 is 15 minutes, and this entails with the drama and the role play. We're going to divide the students into 4 equal groups, and each group will be given a bullying type, and they're supposed to role play the type of bullying behavior for the class, and the class will identify what type of bullying is being demonstrated. For example, one group may have physical bullying, and the behavior that should be illustrated may be pulling somebody's hair, lashing, actually physically bullying another student. Step 5, which is 5 minutes, and you're going to stay in those assigned groups, and the students are asked to discuss amongst themselves different methods to reduce each type of bullying within the classroom. Each group will present their findings within the next class, and there's no restriction of the method of execution. You can do whatever they like within limitations of their presentation, whether it be poetry, drama, or a written project. And in summary, which is 5 minutes, the summary is the lesson to the students, review the group assignment, and answer any queries the students may have about the lesson plan or the assignment. The class evaluation rubric will be looking for display of understanding of the objectives, discussion, presentation of information and general aesthetics, as well as engaging the audience, group dynamics, and overall evaluation of the whole learning objectives that they would have been given. The teacher's evaluation checklist, and this is for us to evaluate ourselves to see if we've actually did everything that we're planning to do. So it would basically be like to identify what we wanted students to do as any learning objective by the end of the class. As if we've reached every learning objectives, we've determined what students need to know in order to reach those learning objectives. So we would have asked the students what they would have known about bullying and then build on that information to reinforce what they already know and give them new information. We want to know how students will show us that they have achieved the learning objectives. And this would have been done by the role play and the follow-up homework assignment, which we will see in the following class. We make provisions for sensitive issues within the lesson. We also thought about various activities that could be used to achieve the learning objectives, and role play was a great example of that. From the activities we've carefully chosen these activities because they hold great promise for reaching the learning objectives. Remember, we have different types of students in the class, different learning styles, and so we try to target our learning objective and our resources to each child, which may learn differently. Activities, we give students a reason for needing and wanting to pay attention and being on task. Make the learner, not the teacher, the active participant. Engage all students as opposed to one-on-one or two at a time. Provide sufficient opportunities for input before expecting output. Provide multiple varied opportunities for students to hear new words and expression in context that mean transparent. And represent the best of instructional time. Take the appropriate amount of time considering the age of the learner. And with time, although we set a 45-minute time, we wanted to see if the lesson will go over the 45 minutes with the different learning objectives or if it will stay within that time frame. We also came up with the alternate assessment, and it was basically telling the groups that have been chosen to carry out an anti-bullying campaign to the school, informing fellow students about bullying. And they were supposed to design a brochure to be distributed at this campaign. And the rubric for that was more looking at the explanation of the overall topic in the brochure, the actual setup of the brochure, as well as the general aesthetics of the brochure. And now we've come to the end of our lesson plan. There's actually a video of the execution of the lesson plan.